What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Reel Hunting. We hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. Spiral has come out. It is here now. We have reviewed it. We've reviewed the whole franchise at this point. It's time finally for the Bret Man over here and myself to rank the Saw franchise. And we're excited about it. It's been a long time coming. There's 9 movies in this bad boy now. For the longest time, there was only 7. Now there's 9. Let's get into this thing, man. You excited or what?
Dude, I'm so damn excited because I finally get to figure out how I escaped from the trap.
Whew, you'll never get to figure that out.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Maybe at the end of this ranking. You might never know.
Absolutely. All right, man. Let's go ahead and just jump into this thing, man. We're going to be ranking from worst to best, so go ahead and hit us with your worst movie in the franchise.
All right, well, I think this is pretty easy. The worst one, for me, number 9, Saw 7.
Ooh, yeah, fair enough.
It's super fair enough because I didn't give a Jill was awful. Just most of everything was just awful about this movie. Like the Gordon reveal, they didn't even try to hide him being the instant killer and all, or like the being the killer. It just this movie really just pisses me off. I know it pisses you off too. So it's just number 9 gets Saw 7.
Yes, it is all around. That's my number 9 as well. Of course, the final chapter, Saw 7, Saw 3D, Saw freaking pink blood, Saw spikes, whatever you want to call it. Saw freaking boobs hanging out at the beginning in 3D fashion. Saw Dr. Gordon crawling around with his foot off and like looking around corners. Whatever it is, this is where it's at. Completely, honestly, should have been an epic reveal at the end, but they threw in this whole side story with what's his name running around freaking doing weird ass shit with spikes, and it was awful at the end of the day. And yeah, so for that reason it's going to be a number 9, and I don't see that changing.
All right. Never ever changing. Like they're gonna have to do something really bad. Change a game. All right, so my number 8. Let's go ahead and go with Jigsaw. Now just Jigsaw for number 8. Very cool concept. They have like a really good budget in this movie, so it looked really great. However, there's just some loopholes, with the whole 10 years and having flat screen TVs within those 10 years. But there's still some cool stuff about it, kind of like with the shotgun trap. But this is the key. That's badass, but like just the Demon Gordon with like the laser collar and all that, just okay. And that's pretty much what this movie is all about. Really, it's just meh.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That's what I would put it. That's what I would say about it. And I actually have it as number 8 as well. Jigsaw, not because I think it's necessarily a horrible movie. For the rest of these movies, I enjoy them a little bit more than part 7. But this one was just boring to an extent and just really doesn't feel needed at all. Like, it's just like, it doesn't feel like it does anything for the story. It doesn't really add anything new. And there was really no purpose behind it, I don't think, at the end of the day. So, that's why I have it at number 8. I think it's slightly better it's much better than Final Chapter, but it's just kind of just not needed. And yeah, it's just there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much the best word for it. Just there. My number 7 is going to be Saw 5.
Ooh.
And Jigsaw almost did beat out Saw 5, but just what Saw 5 does differently for Jigsaw that I just really damn enjoyed. It's just the whole cat and mouse game between Hoffman and Strom. Because if that didn't happen, a very great chance that this movie could have been number 9. But just because they had that particular storyline in it and with the great twist at the end, Saw 5 deserves to be at number 7.
Well, would you look at that? That is actually my my number 7 as well.
3 for 3.
3 for 3. That's mine as well for pretty much the reasons you just said, man. It's all about the Strom story. He's one of my favorite characters of this franchise. Unfortunately, this is his movie, The Shine, and he does a great job, but it's not quite enough to bring this thing any higher than number 7 for me, just because of everything else going on with it. But it's a great time seeing Strom and Hoffman going after each other, and one of my favorite twist endings of the whole franchise as well.
And as y'all could just both, I just realized it's why it's at number 7. We didn't even give two shits about the game. We didn't even mention it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
You are
awful.
not
Yeah.
missing anything. So
Because the people are in it. It's garbage. It's just there really to pad the time and throw in some traps. But
you did like that journalist
yeah, for the Herald.
for the Herald.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
So this was, I feel like maybe now where we could start being a little different with our rankings, maybe, but we'll see. My number 6 is going to be Spiral. I really enjoyed it for the most part. It was my first theater experience with a Saw film. And Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson and some of the other characters, they do a good job. The traps looked cool. It went back just to what worked the last time with Saw to make it like really like gnarly and just makes you uncomfortable. But it had a bigger budget too, so it did look a lot better. However, the twist was just lazy, and Chris Rock to me overacted at times. That just really drew me away. I love the Banks character. I just didn't like Chris Rock playing the Banks character. I feel like they could have gone somebody better, just in my opinion. So my number 6 is Spiral.
Interesting. Okay. Number 6 for me is going to be Saw 4. Saw 4. It's one I really enjoyed. I contemplated having it up a little bit higher, but I just, at the end of the day, I think the top 5 here are very solid flicks here in the franchise, and I couldn't put Saw 4 over it just because at this point in the franchise, this is the first movie after John Kramer's died, and I thought Rick was pretty solid overall in that movie, but I just at the same time there was just a lot of things it felt paced kind of poorly at times, and just kind of overall I enjoy it, but it's also just kind of just middle of the pack Saw movie at this point.
Mm-hmm. And I get that, man, and that's kind of like why 5 and 4 to me was like the most difficult. I pulled a little switcheroo right before we decided to hit the record button here. So my number 5 is going to be Saw 4, because like I did really enjoy the game, and kind of like Rick says, like whole journey of like just learn to walk away. And it's just, I thought it was shot really good too, with whole Detective Matthews that he needed to chill,
Out, yeah,
all that, and
who's coming through the door?
Yeah, they're coming through the door. And then, of course, the ending where Hoffman is revealed to be like the apprentice of Jigsaw, and then just to me, what really holds this particular movie back was the traps. I feel like for a lot of them, for the most part, could have been better. But just that mainly it's the ice block trap that really just hits home with me of like what I remember the most. So my number 5 is Saw 4.
Yep, I'm with you, pal. I agree. Okay, number 5 for me, cracking into that top 5. For me, it's going to be Saw 3. Saw 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's one I like it. You can tell that there's a story to it. Obviously, Lynn Dimlin is another fantastic character in this franchise, one of the best. And I do enjoy her performance. Amanda in this thing is awesome. I really enjoy her performance. John Kramer, obviously, again, strong. Tobin Bell performance here. But Jeff, man, he's just him. He's walking around the whole movie. You don't meet him until 30 minutes in the damn thing. And then even at that point, he feels like it just takes forever to get through the story. And this is one of the longer Saw movies. And to me, I've always kind of felt it when I was watching it. I've always kind of felt it being a little bit slow at times for my preference. So for that reason, I have it at number 5.
So even slower for motherfucking slow ass motherfucking Jeff.
Yeah, dude, it is. Sometimes slow ass Jeff freaking really slows this thing down to a halt sometimes, and yeah, I mean it has some good traps in there. Again, the story is pretty good. The overall main game of this thing with Dimlin and Amanda it's really neat, but just Jeff really holds it back for me. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, sorry, Snyder. My number 4 is going to be Saw 6. If I can ever get it right on here. There we go. Saw 6.
Right on.
So this was like a quick switcheroo. And the reason I did the switcheroo is just because I definitely enjoyed the games more. Like the death traps in Saw 6 than Saw 4. Got like, how can you not love the carousel, like the shotgun carousel and the
It's
merry-go-round?
fantastic. Yeah.
Such great cinematography, and plus, for William, like you're really like invested in him more. Like just like for me, I was invested in more to him than I was with Rig. If it's just again, we had not only one twist, but we had two twists at the end, where Jill was put the Hoffman into that trap, and he actually survived it. I thought that was one of the probably the most underrated twists of all the Saw movies because we all thought he was going to die.
Yeah, hell yeah, we did. But he made it.
Yeah, he freaking made it halfway. But just again, what holds it back for me is I wish they would have saved that whole Jill stuff for Saw 7. Eventually, and just little like nitpicks along the way too. But my number 4 is Saw 6.
Right on, man. For me, number 4 is gonna be Spiral from the Book of Saw, and I differ here quite a bit. I actually like Chris Rock a lot. I like Chris Rock a lot in this thing, and of course, I love the character of Zeke Bakes as well. I thought Chris Rock did a great job, and overall, I mean, there's a couple times where he goes a little bit over the top, but for the most part, he carried this thing pretty well. And this goes back. This is probably the first Saw movie since the freaking, I don't know, the first one to really focus on the story. I mean, there's a couple of them in between that have a good, intriguing story in there, but this one really kind of takes a few steps back with traps, focuses more on stories, and for that, I think it benefits greatly. I think there's some things they could have done to make it better, and quite frankly, amongst the best of this franchise. But for the most part, it's really enjoyable, and it breathes some new life into this franchise. Very fresh, very fresh.
Yeah, and then like I feel like the big thing they could have done, they just didn't make that twist ending like they didn't go lazy with it. I really could see Spiral be like my number 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a couple little things they could have done differently, and I think this thing could be 2. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could be 1. I don't know. It's got potential there. It's got an intriguing story and some great performers in there. Well, at least 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, I mean, it got wonky and at times, but overall, it's a great entry and a great reboot, if you will, to get things rolling once again, hopefully.
Hell to the yeah. So let me go. We are in the top 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Hello, Detective Bert. Are you ready to go to the top 3?
We're gonna go to the circus. No, just kidding. My number 3 is going to be Saw 3. I really enjoyed the hell out of it, especially the third act, just where everything just goes bonkers. Like all these stories combining together into like one big ball, and then just pops it. And I just thought it was fantastic. And I'm with you, Brad. The main reason why it's hold down for me and why it's not number 2, slow ass motherfucking Jeff. He frustrates the hell out of me. He's just too damn slow. Hell, he even freaking got knocked the fuck out and slept for 20 minutes. Like, do you know what he could have done with those 20 minutes?
He could have won the game, dude.
He
could have done a lot of things.
Game.
Maybe that ball that you were referring didn't explode in that sense. You know, maybe it just stayed in ball shape, and yeah, I think it would have been good.
Yeah, exactly, man. And of course, I was also disappointed in Carrie too, just because I really want her to live and like maybe have her own movie in the 4th one. But I understood the direction they took. So my number 3 is Saw 3.
Awesome, man. Yeah, obviously fan favorite. It's got some good writing to it, but for me, I like Saw 6 is number 3. Saw 6, and you mentioned it already. Will Easton was a great character. They took the time to let you know him just a little bit before he got put into his trap, and that's where Saw 5 failed. Kevin Gruder overall did a great job with this movie, and just giving you a chance to see everybody in his office kind of working together. You get to see the old Bulldog tank over there with them working together, and just you see all that before you going in. Badass traps for the most part. You got the breathing trap. You have the merry-go-round. Yeah, the maze is pretty good. You got the merry-go-round. The end acid is pretty gnarly, and the freaking barbed wire Barbara hanging out over there with her buddy Steve or whatever his name was before he bit the dust. A lot of good times in that movie, man. And the Hoffman and Jill stuff is fantastic in it. And yeah, I almost had it at number 2, but it's at number 3.
Oh, okay. I see you there. So that's just kind of like, again, why it pisses you off at the director of Saw 6, who was also the director of Saw 7. Like,
Yeah.
it's studios, man. I tell you, just sometimes they get in the way of making a movie fail. My number 2 is going to be Sawtooth. Love the atmosphere of the house, like where the whole house is pretty much one big death trap.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that concept, and I love freaking Detective Matthews and John Kramer's their whole dynamic, their whole particular game in the movie too. Just where we got to learn about Detective Matthews and we got to know more about John Kramer too. I thought all that was great. What holds it back for me a little bit is just some of the characters. Like it's kind of hard to really cheer for somebody.
Yeah, it is.
Besides like little Danny. But
Daddy.
yeah, Danny's like the really only one you can cheer for, even though like he's not the purest one either. But and of course the Amanda reveal at the end of it was just so badass. So my number 2 is Saw 2.
Yeah, same for me. Saw 2 is fantastic. And the reason I have it so high, I didn't care for most of the characters in the main trap, but I did. I mean, this is Tobin Bell's movie right here, man. This is where he gets the most screen time, the most dialogue, the most the largest part of the story of at any point of the franchise. And he nails it, man. Him and Matthews are just freaking they're that whole sequence with them together upstairs in the freaking trap warehouse over there that they're in. It's great stuff, man, and I'm always glued to the screen when they're on there together. And for that reason, it's number 2. It's all the way up at number 2, number dos.
Hell yeah, man. So what could possibly be number 1?
Oh,
Think. Oh, I know. The first Saw from 2004. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's the one from 2003. Just kidding again. See, I'll keep on throwing these twists out here. It's actually, guys, it's seriously, it's from Saw from 2004. And how could it not? Like, holy shit. Like, this movie alone just changed the direction of the horror genre, too, or created a brand new genre, too, if you ask me. Freaking Dr. Gordon, Adam, two amazing characters. Great setting with the bathroom. We got to like learn things as they are learning things. I always love to have fun with those kind of type of movies, and of course, we get that epic finale, which I'll let Brad talk about for why he put Saw at number 1. So, guys, number 1, Saw, 5 out of 5.
Yeah, dude, it's a great flick. It's absolutely fantastic writing. It's what happens when you have two talented people working together to hammer out one script, like we got with Lee Winnell and James Wan in this thing, and they knocked it out of the park. Obviously, they brought this opened up the door for them to freaking just breach through into the horror community, both of them, and they both knocked it out of the park. Obviously, James Wan went on to freaking make everything after this, The Conjuring, Insidious, everything that he's been doing. This is where it all began, and it's well deserved. And Lee Winnell too. He's coming into his own these days too. It's fantastic. This movie freaking it began two freaking masterful movie making careers, if you ask me. So that's awesome. Obviously, the ending is epic. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite ending of all time in movies, at least in horror movies. And I think it was perfectly written. Great shock at the end. Nobody saw it coming. Saw it coming, or did they? No. No, they didn't see it coming, man. They really didn't. And for that reason, it's awesome, man. Just Dr. Gordon getting up at the end. No, he doesn't get up. He lays down. Freaking Dr. Loomis. No, damn. John Kramer. He pops up at the end. He's like, game over. Best freaking thing ever. It's awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's epic.
Yeah, but of course, we get the birth of one of the best horror scores of all time, and Hello Zeppelin.
Still being used today, man. Who is Zeppelin, and why are we saying hello to him?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Zepp. Just Zepp. It's all Zepp.
Shit! I knew
Not
I
Led Zeppelin.
I know.
But if Led Zeppelin
I
came in,
that up.
but if Led Zeppelin came in and did a freaking cover for Hello Zepp, then that might really get interesting.
See, there we go. Spiral. The second one. You know my demands. So
yeah, great score though.
Yeah, but that's it, guys. We are finally done. Well, we're almost done with the Saw review series. So we got to actually check on Bert to see if he survived this game or not.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
So I say let's go ahead and quickly get to that epic conclusion to this Saw review series. So, guys, what did you all think about our Saw ranking? Do you agree with us at some points, or do you have a completely different list? Let us know in that comment section down below, and let's get that discussion rolling.
And if you want us to find good reels, you can do so by finding us on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Spotify, Apple freaking Podcast. Those links are in the description for you to find.
Hell to the yes. And be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe because we're about to start on that Friday the 13th review series, and we want you to tag along with us. And not only us, we also got Chase Sir, we got Robbie Sobel, we got Filthy Dan, we got Nick Cooling, and we got the House of the Living Dead doing the Thank God It's Friday the 13th movie watch-alongs. May 28th, all this great content starts, and we want you to stay tuned for that. And of course, to know when we're going to release our Friday the 13th videos, you better ring that Tobin bell, ding, 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 so you know when they're ready.
And we can finally say, once and for all, game over.
Game over. And also, here is the epic conclusion. Yeah, exactly.
That was the ice blocks coming in.
And here is the epic conclusion to the Saw skits. Enjoy.
All work and no play makes Bert a really dull boy. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it.
Hello, Bert.
What do you want?
I see you are still alive. Congratulations are in order. It is time for your final test.
Did you say final test?
Yes, I did.
Oh, thank God. Yes. What do I have to do? I want to get out of here.
For your last test, you're going to become one of Santa's little helpers in Black Christmas.
Yes! I love the 1974 Black Christmas.
Nope, not that one.
Oh, okay. You know, that's fine. I can tolerate 2006. I can tolerate that one. So, okay, let's get the game on the roll.
Nope, try again.
Well, whatever else one could there be?
Without a question, I'm referring to Black Christmas 2019.
Oh, you know, that fucking does it. I'm tired of your fucking games. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's right. Game over, you son of a bitch! Ah! 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 Ha! I bet you didn't saw that coming, motherfucker! I'll fucking kill you! I'll fucking kill you, you son of a bitch!
Bert, damn. Shit, man, I had it on mute, man. I was trying to stop you the whole... Damn it.